Vancouver is in the middle of a condo crisis. Right now, 2,500 new units are sitting unsold and empty across Metro Vancouver, the highest level of developer-owned inventory in almost 25 years. Developers are offering cash back, free parking stalls, and storage lockers just to move product, and some are even giving deposits back because they can't hit the pre-sale target bank's demand. If condos are supposed to be the most affordable entry point into Vancouver real estate, why are thousands sitting empty? Today, I'm breaking down a CBC report that just came out yesterday regarding the three main reasons condos aren't selling in Vancouver right now. And they are skyrocketing costs, government policy pressures, and a mismatch between what buyers want and what's being built currently. And most importantly, what this means for you if you're a buyer, seller, or investor here in 2025. The numbers just don't lie. 2,500 unsold condos in Metro Vancouver, which is double from last year's total. And according to the CMHC, this is the most unsold developer inventory since the early 2000s. The glut is concentrated mostly in Burnaby, Coquitlam, and Surrey, where massive towers have come online all at the same time. This isn't just a blip. Developers themselves are warning of major layoffs and project cancellations. Anne McMullen of the Urban Development Institute summed it up very, very well. She said, "We can no longer build what people can afford. Construction costs, labor and materials have both skyrocketed. Government policies, building codes, non-market housing requirements, and fees have all pushed costs higher and higher. Of the affordability gap, 80% of Metro residents can't afford what's being built right now. Developers are not going to sell at a loss, and that's why projects are stalled, deposits refunded, and in some cases, companies have already gone into receivership." Greg Zayetti from Rennie put it clearly. If someone's spending $800,000, they don't want to live in a 450 square foot box. Buyers today want 800 to 1,500 square feet in that $800K to $1.2 million range, and developers are still cranking out micro suites at over $1,100 per square foot, and people are not biting. The mismatch between size, value, and livability is a key reason why so many condos are collecting dust. Families just cannot live in the small square footage. Developers, because of this, are scrambling, whether it's free parking stalls, free storage lockers, cash back at completion. It just hasn't made an impact. But incentives do not fix the core issues that the product does not match demand. In the marketplace currently, we're seeing that older condos with better layouts are selling faster than brand new towers loaded with investor-focused units. And the big thing for that is just because people want the bigger floor plans, the larger bedrooms. Some of these new units, you can barely even get a queen size bed in there with a night table. These are things that buyers are not wanting. And on the developer side, they have tried to pack in so many units on each and every floor to make the most amount of money. And now it's really coming back on them, and in a way that nobody wants these units. And at some point, with all these empty units, they are going to have to be discounted for people to pick them up. But we need to get to a point where developers are building what buyers are wanting. And when we look at the broader impact, this slowdown means big layoffs in construction and development, which is not great. It threatens billions in economic activity and over $2 billion in provincial tax revenues that pays for teachers, schools, and services. This is a signal of a major shift. The days of just build it and they will come are completely over at this point. The unsold condo crisis shows how quickly the market can turn. If you are a buyer, this could be your window, but choose very carefully. Not all towers will hold value long term. If you're a developer or seller, the lesson is clear. You can't build for yesterday's market and expect it to sell today. As we've seen a massive shift in buyer behavior the last 12 to 18 months, the first thing that I noticed was location. Before, people really wanted to live in certain locations within a couple block radius. Now with all this inventory and selection, buyers I've noticed have looked very much in many different municipalities, from Port Moody to Richmond to North Vancouver to the Valley, because they want good value. Secondly, people are wanting more space. They're tired of living in a shoebox, and now that we have room to breathe, if you were a buyer, they're wanting those larger size dynamics. But a common question that I have from buyers on a weekly basis, is it a bad idea to buy an older condo? And that is not an issue whatsoever if you do the proper due diligence. I've bought in clients into homes that are over 100 years old and there's been no issues, but it comes down to partnering with a proper inspector and being able to go through all the strata documentation to understand. One thing that you need to be very aware of is the sweet spot in terms of age. When it comes to purchasing a condo, especially if you're looking in that 20 to 30 year old range, that's when a lot of building assemblies start to fail. elevators, windows, roof. So when you are looking at that sensitive price point, you want to make sure to see what the strata has been doing. Have they been budgeting properly? Have they been increasing strata fees year over year? Not to handcuff people, but to be able to budget for these capital projects. And buying an older unit is not a bad thing if the strata has been managed well. For example, we just completed on a unit in White Rock. It was around 40 years old, but there was so much confidence in the project itself because they had a new roof recently. All the windows were replaced, the exterior doors were replaced, the balcony membranes were replaced, and the big one, it was completely rain screened. So if you look at some of these older buildings and they've done these capital projects, you can get a good building that's going to give you peace of mind for the next 10, 20, 30 years. But it's so important to read through those documents, see what the depreciation report, see how the strata is voting. Some stratas just want to fund everything from special levy to keep the strata fees down. Some do a mix. So it's really important to be able to partner with someone who understands how to read through these documents. There can be hundreds and hundreds of pages, especially if you're looking at these older condos. But if you're needing help navigating through this, book into my calendar. The link is in the description below, or you can scan it with your QR code to help you make through some of the noise. You should not be scared of these older condos. And what we're seeing in the marketplace right now, there is a shift. You don't need to be scared, and partnering with an agent is what can help you get a successful sale. If you want to know which buildings still make sense for you, let's make sure you don't get caught in the wrong building at the wrong time. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you on the next one.